like the rejection rate, I assume, is like pretty high. So like this idea that just the first girl you see, go talk to her at the bar. 10 minutes, she's gonna fuck you. It's a numbers, like there's a significant numbers.
They might have to. That's why I said if they try and put an effort towards it, it's not a skill though, because you bought 3 different girls a drink that night. That's not a skill. It's because it's showing that you are willing to do anything to get laid. That's just the only thing.
But a woman doesn't have to buy. So sorry, a woman doesn't have to buy a drink or do literally nothing.
She just has to show up.
She shows up.
Show up.
So a guy does have to buy at least a drink or even have like certain type of something
to
get, like certain type of game or whatever you want to call it.
I'm not saying that's wrong, but he's saying that a woman with a high body count is wrong compared to a man. Because hold on, let me finish. Because a woman doesn't have to do anything to get laid. She can just open her legs, versus the man has to put work and effort towards it. That doesn't mean
no, I don't think
it might be like he has to.
No, but it is a skill.
He has to leave his house.
It's
not much.
Well, to be honest, if I like see a guy with a high body count, I'm not like, oh my gosh, that must mean so many girls like him.
No,
like for me, if a guy is like, yeah, he might be skilled, but honestly, like if it's crazy numbers, like that means like your morals, and like I feel like at some point, like I don't know, if I'm looking for like a husband, I'm not looking for someone who has like 100 bodies because he's good at buying girls a drink and cute and all that stuff.
No, but he's not. The guy's not going to tell you his body count. But the thing is that probably a guy who does have a high body count is going to have the requisite experience just from interacting with women. He's gonna.
It just means they tried more. It literally only means that they tried more to have sex. Literally. I can look like anything. Trying. Like, as long as you could be attractive and not try to have sex or not have sex. But as long as it just shows you're trying. Because is it a skill to text or DM 100 girls and then you finally get 3 respond back? Is that a skill?
Well,
no, you just put time aside to do it.
There is a certain way in which you're going to have to maneuver the conversation
to be successful,
to lead it somewhere. Like, how many DMs do y'all get?
Weirdos
and you just don't even respond. There is some degree of like.
That's why I said it's a numbers game. As long as they keep trying.
No, but it's not even a numbers game. Like if you just suck at communicating, like you're gonna struggle severely.
Yes, but I'm like, we already said the alcohol thing, stuff like that.
Well, here's the difference,
Is
right?
A guy goes to the club at 1 a.m.
He's not getting laid at 1 a.m. It closes at what, 1:30?
1:32. But this is what I'm saying. It's not right, but all he has to do is be mildly attractive, go into the club at 1 a.m.
You are so full of
whatever
shit.
girl looks like she's a little bit, not in her best interest, and he's getting laid.
Be doing that.
They shouldn't be, but that's what happens a lot of the time, especially out here. That's what happening at parties. These girls get drunk, they're not really thinking straight, and the guys see it, and they're like, okay, we're just gonna take her back. It happens all the time. It happens at parties. It happens everywhere. That's not a skill. Their skill is they find out they've looked at Sue who's tipsy enough, but not enough for them to get arrested.
Okay,
that's the skill.
Let's differentiate though. Both men and women, they go to social gatherings, both genders drink. That's just kind of since forever, men drink, women drink, people hook up.
I'm not claiming assault. I'm not claiming assault, but I'm just bringing to the light a way that, because you're saying the only possibility no, that's
but I don't think men should do that. I don't think they should be like.
But that's how men are getting their bodies. That's
zone into the gazelle who's fucking tanked. Don't do that. But if we're talking about like normal, non-predatory like social dynamics, then.
But I would say like a lot of men who have high body counts, that's how they're accumulating them. They're not accumulating it from.
But plenty of
hitting them up on
plenty
Instagram
of men
and
women that go out, they have one drink, and then it's like a consensual.
I'm not saying anything's not consensual. I'm not saying anything's not consensual. So don't worry about it.
Okay, fine. So we'll move away from that. You're just saying a mid guy can just go out to a bar or a club and just like boom. Okay, it's guaranteed.
I wouldn't say it's not guaranteed, but if they try about
low.
3, because like I'm not saying
3 chicks.
I'm not saying it's assault, but when you're drinking, you might be more inclined to do some things that you wouldn't do if you weren't drinking. So in that scenario, I feel like it's very easy for men to hook up with girls that way.
It's easier, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. It's maybe a little bit easier, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. And they still have to do something, like.
And actually,
talk to her, communicate. I mean, that's not a skill.
I actually strongly don't recommend. I don't recommend. Well, me personally, as someone who's introverted who doesn't like to drink, I certainly don't recommend to men. One, just because it's a waste of time. There's what's the term? There's safety concerns. I definitely don't recommend men go to bars, clubs, parties, etc. Like get your money right, go to the gym, don't fuck around in these party environments. But that's just me as a fucking introvert who doesn't drink. But unless there's the champagne. Is there champagne pop, Brandon? No, but no, this idea that a guy can just go out and he's just gonna get laid, like that's
you
very
guys are literally.
naive.
It's just really ironic though, because you guys began this podcast saying that women need to close their legs because you guys are sleeping around with everybody. So which one is it? Are women sleeping with men or are they not? Like, are we all eating into hookup culture and making it worse as women, or are we all not sleeping with men and it's hard for them to get laid? Like,
well, that's a different discussion.
You guys flip it to make it whatever way fits your fancy, instead of actually looking at probably more statistical evidence that's out there.
Well, that's a totally different discussion.
Or if you go outside and just see it with your own eyes, because I saw it in college when I was living out there. I saw it at the bars, working at the clubs. People
hook up. No, I'm not saying people don't hook up. I guess the main difference here is we're talking about the difficulty with which men and women have when it comes to getting a relationship or even just getting sex. I mean, if anyone wants to challenge me, they can, but I think it's pretty evident that when it comes to purely just getting laid, women have like a major leg up compared to men. Disagree?
Oh, no. I don't even want to comment on that because I don't know. Like fuck if I know. But the thing is, for me, let's say that these mid-men just are like not getting any women to hook up with. They're having really a lot of trouble getting relationships. So what? Why is that our problem? That sounds like a you problem. Like, it's not our job to gift these men relationships just because they're men.
I think that you're correct.
Well,
I think you're correct.
Well, yes, men are not owed relationships, but women aren't owed relationships either. And what I see happening is because of the global sexual marketplace where women have far more sexual optionality, women want winners. Like, you want to get with the best guy that you can get. Here's where I think women can get kind of into trouble. Because men want easy access to sex, women might confuse that with relationship interest, even though a guy who might sleep with you, he will never be in a relationship with you. He might keep you around, he might play some games, or some guys will feign like they want commitment, like they want a relationship in order to get sex, but there are definitely women who will also want to just can somebody fix that? Yeah, just push that back. There are definitely women who will accept a guy saying, well, let's just see how it goes. Maybe hook with the guy. The guy will say, I don't want a relationship right now. Sometimes the men will be very open. They'll just say, I'm not looking for anything serious right now. And the girls will go along with that, hoping in the future he will want a relationship, but he has zero intention of ever committing to that girl. So, sorry, I'm losing my fucking train of thought. But, okay, so you're saying that men are not owed relationships.
No.
I agree.
Yeah.
Nobody's owed anything, right?
So I don't really.
But as women, also don't be surprised when the fuckboy that you're dealing with isn't going to commit to you.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's fair, but like, that's why I think women should go. If you want like a serious relationship, then go for a guy who wants a serious relationship. You can generally I mean, I can't speak for all women, but I feel like I can generally tell when someone's just trying to have sex and when someone is actually interested in you, your hobbies, you as a person, wants to actually be in a relationship with you. I get that there are definitely some guys who might fake that, but like in my personal experience, I haven't really encountered that. And I think that a lot of these issues feel like a really online issue. Like, if you get off social media and dating apps, not every single guy is like that in the real world.
Sure, of course.
Yeah,
what I would say is, like, I think you hear complaints from a lot of women that these guys aren't commits, there's all these fuck boys. Those are the guys that you're chasing. I would argue that the men who are prepared to be beautiful, loyal boyfriends who will commit to you are in your friend zone. You're just not attracted to them because they're not exciting, they're not XYZ. You often hear this trope of women are attracted to bad boys and jerks and assholes. Women themselves, they like bad boys. They like a guy who's maybe a little exciting. So women are often the ones who are picking these men who are either terrible for relationships or who will just point blank never give you any commitment ever.
I don't think, but back to like the friend zone thing, if like I friend zone or I think of a guy as a friend, I'm not gonna settle for him if I don't fully think I could be like in love with him, or like he's not friend zone because like, oh, like he's not cute enough, but it's just genuinely because like I just don't think I can see myself with it. So I wouldn't settle if I couldn't find anything else. Like that doesn't mean I'm gonna go for the necessarily bad boy or like fuck boy, but I just wouldn't prefer to settle for someone that I've been with, or like I didn't.
Well, I think the danger is though, is if women are all chasing after a certain tier of men, then that tier of men have there's no reason for them to commit because they just have easy access to sex. So, what you have, and also I think this is not all women. I think a lot of women have an overinflated sense of their attractiveness in the dating marketplace. So you might think, oh, I can get. Here's the thing, right? You can sleep with a guy. And it's very different between men and women. You can sleep with a guy, he'll sleep with you. He will never commit to you. So you shouldn't confuse sexual attraction with relationship attraction. A guy will sleep with you that will never be in a relationship with you. And that could come down to your personality, your looks, because here's the difference, right? For a woman to sleep with a guy, she needs to be at least physically attractive enough to be in a relationship with. But a guy will sleep with a girl whose physical attractiveness, just on that sole metric, he will never commit to it, but he welcomes the easy access to sex.
Yeah, well, if you like say like, oh, girls have easy life on easy mode, like most girls like have an easy way to like have sex. That's obviously like that's not the girl's issue, that's the guy's issue. Like if you're complaining about girls have it so easy. Yeah, why do we have it easy? Because of guys. Because you guys will agree to it and you will pay for it. You'll fly.
But they won't commit to you. That's what women want, you know. So yeah, they have to pursue for sex, and they can have it however they want it, you know. Like, but we want commitment. Like that's what most women want. I don't think like anybody's like, you know. That's what I
agree.
think.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, obviously, but like on a baseline level, excuse me, on a baseline level, women are the arbiters of sex, and men are the arbiters of relationships. So you have to kind of hold it. It's a balance, but you have to hold them accountable. If you want sex from you, you have to, and you want a relationship out of your interaction with him, then you have to hold him accountable. He has to show you that he's willing to, check these boxes. So that he can get what he wants in the end.
So you can use sex to hold up sex to get him to do all these things for you. At least you have you won't be out in zero if nothing goes on in a relationship. Nothing makes me feel worse than, I never had a one night stand. Never.
Yeah, well, I feel
Stop the cow.
I feel like I've been in the position too where I've decided if it's a relationship or not. So I think maybe for most people, but I think definitely there is instances where the girl is in charge and the girl decides. Because personally for me, almost every single one of mine besides one has been where I've ended things or I've been the one to say no to being official.
And that's okay too.
Yeah.
You can be in your right to not want a relationship with a guy. That's right.
Yes, that they see the whole woman, whoever sexual as common as people like to make it seem.
Yeah, I kind of do actually agree. I think honestly, it's only really the top percent of men that control access to relationships. I would say for normal guys, it's still women control access to sex and they control access to relationships, because you can't get, typically for most scenarios, you don't get to the relationship point prior to having sex. So if you control sex, then by necessity you control the relationship.
I mean, I'm just saying, not giving it out on the you can. I know that there's relationships that come out of you hooking up the first night. You never know, And I feel like you can ask the guy too. You can be like, hey, what do you want? And hold him accountable for what he says.
I would just add to the whole Kika, you were having a you were saying, just go out there, get laid super easily.
I mean, I'm not saying if he looks like Lord Farquaad or something that is going to be just going to pound town. But I'm just saying, no, he doesn't have to be some 10 out of 10 Chad with thousands of dollars or millions of dollars in his bank account. No, that's not, unless you're going after Angelina Jolie or something like that. But I think what I'm saying is that majority of guys, if they put an effort in, they can always bat a decent average in their own range.
What's a decent average?
Like,
do you think, let me ask you a question, do you think an average guy, if he went up to 10 women in a night, every single night he could get laid?
I would say if he goes to 10, unless he's picking like the 10 most attractive women in the room, but if he's picking 10 women who are comparable to him, he's getting laid that night. Yeah. Yeah, I would say. I mean, it depends. At a club, yes.
Definitely,
but,
even at a club.
But not at a club. At least he's not going to get rejected every single one of them, and it's possible for those advancing in the future. But yeah.
Do you know why they call it getting lucky though? That only applies to men. There's no luck involved when it comes to women getting sex. Like ladies here, right? I know some of you are not maybe particularly inclined to hookup culture, but if you woke up one morning and you decided, I want to fuck today, do you think with certainty, like 100%, you know you could get laid? Do you think you could?
Yeah, but it's like, is it the person I want? That's the thing that is the difference between men and women. Men, if they say that, they wake up, I'm going to get laid tonight, they're willing to sleep with anything. Whereas women can wake up and say that and still usually have like a standard. So yeah, there might be like, she might wake up in that mood, but will she get someone who fits her that she'll actually end up doing it with?
But that doesn't, but doesn't that kind of prove his point in terms of like men have to try harder to achieve?
No, I'm saying because men are willing to sleep with absolutely anything out there. So their opportunity for them is they will have sex that night. Whereas a woman, yes, there's people out there we can sleep with, but it's not going to happen because the one that we want to sleep with, or the ones that we do want to sleep with, we don't have as easy as access to.
Yeah, but you essentially make the pool for your potential sexual partners smaller as a woman by having those standards. If men have no standards and they have that pool, yes, they might be on average sleeping with more women than women are sleeping with men, but they do have to try harder because
I've already admitted that it's sex is more accessible for women, but my whole overall point though is even though sex is more acceptable for women, men are still having more casual sex. I understand that they have to try. I'm not saying they don't have to try, but it's not trying very hard. That's the whole point. They don't have to try that hard to have insane amount of sex. And I'm saying they don't have to be amazingly, exceedingly attractive.
No, I'm not. I've never said that they have to be like extremely attractive or have like.
Let's go.
I never said they had to be exceptional or sort of abnormal, but they do have to, put in some sort of effort. They have to at least be, charismatic, be able to hold a conversation, something of that sort. To be
Or have very low standards. That's my point. Because there's a lot of you guys we aren't you can't deny that there's a lot of women who are easy. Like that.
No, absolutely. I'm not denying that at all.
So it's like those are the ones they're sleeping with. They're the ones that are super easy. Like they don't have to try that hard to sleep with a woman that's easy. Like they don't have to do that much.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that really a skill? Or
I've never said that it was a skill.
Yeah,
well maybe we could do a little roleplay. We'll see ladies team here. Try that. Just going around though. If you were so inclined, do you think shit, it's 9 p.m. now. And if you think you could get laid,
Stochastic
Yo, thank you, Decay. Good to see you in the chat, man.
$99.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, Brain. Sorry I'm late. Busy day.
Yeah, Brain.
Went on tours at schools I don't attend. Bought earrings to promote carcinogens because it goes with my hair. Removed a bunch of letters from Puppy's keyboard. Anyway. Hi, Sky. R.I.P. in peace in the chat for True.
Oh, rip. R.I.P. True. Justice for True. Okay. Do you think you could get laid within 24 hours or tonight?
I think I would have to re-download Tinder, but probably. But I wouldn't find one I think I would be personally interested in.
I think I could if I wanted to.
Yeah, if you were inclined to, you could, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
If I wanted to, but I would never put myself in that situation.
Sure. What about you?
Exactly. If I was inclined to, then yeah, probably. Yeah, if I wanted to, I probably could, but I'm not.
no,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, I guess so, but no, I don't want to.
If I were single and
Like as a guy, you can't just wake up and know like, yeah, I could get late today. That doesn't work. Like it takes some time. Takes some time.
Where are they all just gonna step outside and then gonna go to the first person they see and be one person? Like, no, they're gonna pick number two if they wanted to do it tonight. Then
Not
let's
really.
fall into the
Not really.
Yes, really.
Okay,
So
you
you guys
can't
all
speak
have
for all
have
men,
someone right
like-
now that you could text and they would be in your place within the next 2 hours to hook up.
Fuck no.
Okay, it's like it's not as yes we could do it, but you have to put an effort towards it too. I don't know why you guys think that women just have a shit ton of men just sitting there ready, waiting to
Download
to the
dating
roster.
app. Download dating app. Oh, you're not going to send the first message, right? Okay, cool. You don't have to send the first message. The guy can move it forward. You could do a little layup for the dude. Hey, what's up? Do you want to come over to my place? Boom, done. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
As
like
a
the
guy,
guy's.
as a
like,
guy on a
that's the
let me-
That's the
problem
guy's
then.
problem.
That's
If he's
why
if
you
he's
guys
so
are the
girls
problem.
have it easy because the guys are so easy. I'm
Make it
sorry.
easy.
That's
Exactly.
the bottom
You
line.
guys
Like
are easy,
if
so it
they're
makes it
they're like if the girls are so easy if they just text them like that, the guys respond to yeah I'll be over. That's like that's his own issue. That's
We should let's do a role play. We're gonna do a role play. Did you guys bring the mic, Madison? You have the mic. Okay, we'll do a role play here at the table. So I'm gonna pretend to be a chick. My name's Brianna. Who am I? Who's gonna be the? Try to I don't need to get on me. Let's see. You're gonna do it. Go ahead.
Like a normal dude? Like how a dude would hit on me?
You're the dude. What's your name again?
Mira.
Okay, your name is Myron. Okay.
So like, am I role playing as if like how I want a guy to hit on me,
No.
or how
So
a guy usually hits on me?
You're putting yourself in the dude's shoes. I'm a girl. You're a guy. You're trying to get at me. Let's see the game. Okay. So, what's the context? Give us the scenario.
Bar, like a bar or a club.
At a bar. You've been to a bar before?
No, but I'm just role playing right now.
Cool. All right. We're at a bar.
Hey, can I buy you a drink?
Oh. Sure.
Okay, what you like? Sex in the City, that's a good one. So are you from here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you go to school or are you graduated?
I'm out of place.
What school do you go to? CC or UC?
I don't
What's the Christian one? Westmont. Thank you, Madison.
Westmont.
Yeah.
Is that a high school or a college?
It's college.
A college?
Yeah.
What's your major? Equestrian. That's hella cool. What? I always wanted to ride horses. Yeah? I mean, like, how many horses do you have? Any horses? 3 horses? That's crazy. Do you ride them often? Yeah? Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Yeah.
Could you take me one of those days? I'd always wanted to learn.
Oh, I guess I don't know. Maybe.
It's okay. You don't have to. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. And seed.
some original content here, Brian.
Yeah, where'd you get
This
the
is
info
crazy.
from?
What do you mean?
It's almost like
That's
the
how it
person-
It's almost
is.
like we're role playing another person within this
Yeah.
table.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, you're saying
Equestrian.
I was trying to be. Okay.
Not enough info.
Is that it? Are you
Yeah.
done?
See?
Not enough info.
I mean, how
I'll
much
give
do
you
you
a little
want?
credit. I'll give you a little credit. At least you were able to keep the conversation up.
Yeah. I mean, how much do you
This is
from
decent.
want me to
Yes.
roll?
All right, she has game.
No.
If she was
No,
a man,
you
she'd
three.
kill him. You get all the points.
Hell yeah.
Don't ask someone in a bar if they're in high school, though.
I mean, I guess it's better to clarify
Here.
sooner rather than
Yeah.
later. I'm not gonna
Let's have
lie.
you do it. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Where are we? Here, I'm at the
Trader
bar.
Joe's.
Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
Okay, Trader Joe's.
I need to get closer.
Hey, what's your name?
Not enough.
Becky? What do you...
That's how girls do that shit
You just
sometimes.
switched your name. You were Brianna
Yeah.
a second ago.
It It's
Whatever,
actually
who
Brianna.
cares?
Brianna.
Oh, hi.
What are you up to, Becky?
Fucking shopping. Okay, I'll be serious. You know.
You're from around here?
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite food item from Trader Joe's? Literally, I've never done it.
You've never done this?
No, I've never flirted with anybody.
Come on,
Oh,
you got it. Here, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna
okay,
help
okay,
you.
yeah.
Okay, ask me.
What's your major?
Dance.
Oh shoot, you'll have to teach me sometime.
Okay.
It's your major dance?
He
Yeah.
gave you an alley-oop.
He threw you away that
Oh my god, you major in
Oh my
dance?
gosh.
I do too. Wait, do you have like a focus in dance?
What style?
Are you flexible? At this point, as a man, I'd be like, okay, she's freaking weird. She doesn't know how to communicate. Maybe English isn't her first language. On to the next.
Not enough effort.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Brian. Like,
You're not a really good girl to hit
That's
on.
how it is.
That's not true.
no, it's not.
Maybe a bitch, but like
Yeah.
Yo,
majority
that's how
of
it is.
majority of women are not like that when you approach them.
Maybe it's the girls you're going
That's how it
after
is.
because I've
That's
never
how it
met.
is, trust me.
Brianna's major cannot.
Like the burden of conversation, the burden of initiative is on the person who's initiating the conversation. So you can't just like go up and be like, hey, how's it going? I don't expect the person who's approaching to carry the conversation. It's gonna be like 90-10.
Yeah, Brian, but
That's how girls be.
no, they're not.
Girls are
If someone
like
is
we're
like
not
that,
mute
they-
the whole entire time.
If someone is like that, they clearly don't want to talk to you. Yeah,
and you
like
did
and
that
like yes, the
earlier.
burden of starting the conversation and helping keep the conversation flow going, yes, it probably falls on the guys 90% of the time at least. But if a girl's like,
Not if she starts the conversation with,
Yes, I'm sorry, Brian. You have to have basic conversational skills to get laid. Like that is a human trait. Like I'm sorry. Yeah, if you are.
But if she was a dude,
you can't have
If she
puppies
was a dude-
vocabulary.
okay, if she was a dude, she probably would fail. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
but you're
you need to
not
work on
helping.
how your social skills. That's nothing. That's like a. I would say like.
Because even when Mira was rizzing you up, you were the same thing, and she was keeping it going really well. So like that's on that
But
point,
that's-
it's on
That's
you.
why I was like, see, so I was like, if I was a dude, I would not pursue this person.
Exactly.
yeah, I would be out too. That is something, sometimes a scenario where you can overcome.
Well, that's
But,
why
like,
I
that
kept
just
trying to
happened
ask you
her, and,
questions.
Like, okay, she moved on in her life. Like she tried going to the dude, didn't go how she expected. You was an asshole or whatever. She moved on. She's not gonna sit there and cry over the fact that
That wasn't a
she
good
didn't work out.
representation of the majority of women that
Yeah.
you're probably going to be going up to it at a bar or some sort of public outing.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
And if that is, then
you're
that's
the-
crazy.
If you're the initiator as a guy, like for probably the extent of the entire conversation, you are going to have the burden of performance, the burden of initiative, the burden of carrying the conversation. It's going to be on you.
Yes, but
But they'll
she's
answer
likely,
back, and
She's
it's-
likely not going to respond in only one word answer.
Or not even
Go,
word, just go like,
yeah, exactly.
And like that's happening though. Like you should be able to recognize that off of the first two sentences, and that's when you wrap it up and you're like, okay, you know, nice meeting you, whatever. Carry on about your business.
But you might. Here's the thing, though. As a guy, you might encounter 3, 5, 10 of those kind of interactions
Not in a row.
Yes.
No, you aren't.
no,
Yes,
you
will.
won't.
Then you're
Yes,
doing
you
something
Prove it.
wrong.
Go out.
Then either you
No.
smell bad.
Let's
then,
take whatever off
either,
the-
either you smell bad. You have to look at yourself. Like you are giving off some type of energy. Like you're either one, shooting out of your league. Okay. 2, you either smell bad, have bad breath, don't put yourself together. Like there's a reason why that's happening 5 times. That's not a one-off time, maybe.
No,
but
that's like
5
the
times, like,
automatic.
really
I would say for like most women, that's actually like if they have, and it's different now because with dating apps and shit. But like, if you have experience going out to these social environments and you've been hit on already 5 times in the night, the fucking 6th guy that steps to you, like you're not gonna give him that kind of energy. You are gonna be on the defensive a little bit. You are gonna be a little closed off a little bit. He is gonna have to break through.
That's why I said it might happen every once in a while, but majority of women aren't getting approached 6 times in a night. So yeah,
Right,
you might hit that one girl who's at her threshold and she doesn't want it to happen. That's why I said it can happen on a one-off. But 5 times in a row, it's you. You're the problem then if it's happening 5 times.
Yeah, I think I would only respond in that way if I ever felt like uncomfortable. That's it. If it was any other person, even if like I don't know, it's just common courtesy to have a conversation.
The girl you represented had like some sort of social disorder.
Yeah, but like the girl you represented would not be at a bar, to be honest.
That's the exact kind of woman that you would encounter.
You are going to the wrong bars.
Yeah.
Well, I don't go.
You don't go out anymore. So.
Yeah.
When I was younger, No, it's not even that. Well, I can say
Too
this.
chronically online.
I can say this. Like, I started dating before there were dating apps, before really even social media. Like, if you wanted to meet somebody, you had to like go out and do approaches.
And you're telling me that was happening to you 5 times in a row.
No, it wasn't. But like, well, actually, you know what? Definitely, there would be times where it's like you'd go up to a girl, and it's not like it's really not as easy as you think it is. And you might go like 10 in a row where it's just like,
Sure.
Well, we're not saying it's easy, but we're not saying it's that hard what you just portrayed. Because yeah, they might talk to you back, but they still won't be interested in you. But they're not gonna go. They're not gonna do that.
you'd be surprised.
And it's if that's what it comes down to, and you're not you're just not good at that. That's not your thing.
Well,
There's
here.
other avenues to meet people. Meet someone that you already know. Meet someone through a mutual friend. Meet someone that you don't have to do that first.
Okay,
reading
so
for if that doesn't work
beyond
for you.
just the initial interaction that's sort of in person, I mean, I can take it even beyond that. Look at dating apps. The guy, even in the context of dating apps, the guy's going to have to hold a conversation. The guy's going to have to message first. So, I mean, we can have a discussion of, oh, Brian, that wasn't a really realistic portrayal of how most women are going to react to being approached. As a guy, if you do enough approaches, like you are going to encounter these kind of like super disinterested, cold, you know.
Rejection's a part of life. Like that's.
Yeah,
For men.
I'm not saying
For
that
men.
most women are going to be like. I'm not saying that women are going to be attracted to you or interested, but they're not going to respond in the exact way that you.
Sure, perhaps it's leaning a little bit more towards like a bit cold shoulder a little bit, but I mean, I would also just
Sure,
I would add like, okay, you look at dating apps. I mean, this idea that oh well, it's pretty equalized on the dating apps. Look at Bumble. Bumble's a dating app where the woman has to message first, but as a guy who's on Bumble for years, and I can tell you 90% of first messages was hey from the girl.
Yeah.
Now, and then it's a very token level of initiative that women have to take. They basically send hey, and then they immediately shift the conversational burden onto you. If I, as the guy, if I never took the steps to be like, carry the conversation a little bit. Cool, do you want to meet up? You want to grab a drink this weekend? Like,
You too shall
when it comes
serve.
to moving the interaction forward, whether that's asking for the number, asking for the date, once on a date, okay, moving things forward to going for the first kiss, etc. Like that burden of initiative is almost exclusively always going to fall on men.
We have a problem with courting, the whole courting aspect that
It's not
our society has always had for ever and ever and ever.
It's not that.
I was gonna say the same thing. So like you said, Cole, that men don't like men don't when it's been like that
It's forever.
since forever.
And it's like that's how our society kind of sets it up. But that's the reason why men propose to us. Like that's just kind of how everything is set up to be. And yes, like men scream about this all the time, but like I don't think they would want a society where it was the other way.
Yeah,
I'm sure
naturally.
men would
Like
love if women were just trying to fuck. You know what I mean? They'd be like,
But then they don't want women with high body counts.
Just-
They don't want anyone that's on a
You
virgin.
say
Like,
that, but
guys
you don't really mean it. Because
you
if it
guys
was like
don't-
my
that,
DMs are open,
all
ladies.
of your guys'
My
concepts
DMs are
conflict each
open.
other. Like
You
they
can
don't
just
work
DM
together.
me. Hi Brian. Hi. I'm DTF. What's up? Maybe don't be that. Just be like, what's up? You don't even have to be that aggressive. Just whatever.
Well, I mean, if the roles are flipped in a term of the romantic and sexual life, then they're flipped through all life. Like, if we're talking like the
It wouldn't be a-
business
yeah, it
life,
wouldn't be
the
Oh well, okay. Now we're
anything
getting.
through life.
Well, they wouldn't want everything that comes with there being a flip in the power. Like
off the whole like the